this is for the old school dads out there. You don't lose power by remaining calm in your home. You actually gain influence. You become more of a leader when you can stay regulated versus what, sometimes we think what we need to do in certain situations in our family life. I'll give you an example. The other day, I had a long day. It was an 11-hour work day. Got home late and then barely had any time to myself in the house before I had to get my son back out to go to basketball practice. And then after basketball practice, come back home, take the dog for his nightly walk. Of course, it's raining outside, so the dog's getting wet. Then I come back home. Now it's close to 8 o'clock. Finally get to eat some dinner because I was starving. And my son said something that was, disrespectful. And it's those moments. Long day, tired, hungry. Took the dog for a walk in the rain, where the urge to want to go old school still lives. Still lives within me. That thought is still there, where it's like, don't you ever disrespect me in my house. I'm your father. Right? Because there's some fear there. If I don't take care of this right now, then what's going to happen in years to come? What's he going to grow up into? Is he going to go out there and then just, disrespect teachers because of no consequences? Is he going to go out there and disrespect other adults because he don't have to be held accountable for anything? And so the urge to jump in and react in those moments and punish him, or use my intellect, use my, me being a lot bigger than him to my advantage, right? To really send that point across to him. Or maybe I just say some things where it's like I go down the list of all the things that I do. Like I just work a long day so I can buy you things that you have in this house. Then I don't even get a chance to eat. I got to take you to basketball practice, and this is how you treat me, right? So what we don't realize in those moments is that there's a lot of shame that can be getting transferred onto him in those moments. And these moments are exactly why just being aware enough it runs so deep when these moments arise of how to jump in, right? The urge just to be like, shut that down immediately. But I know now that there is a healthier way. Now, I'm not saying that I have to be calm and just completely understand everything, and then I'm not allowed to get frustrated or set a boundary and say, listen, don't speak to me like that. I'm your father. Or that there's not some conversation that has to happen later on. But what I learned now is that something triggered him to then react, because that's what he's doing. He's reacting in a way where on the surface to me, it can look like disrespect. It can trigger something within me. And now me and him are locking horns, right? We're butting heads. But my job is to stay regulated in those moments, because that's how we teach emotional regulation, is through doing it ourselves, modeling what that's like. Otherwise, he's never going to learn, okay, when I get angry and I say this, the other person's not going to like it, and they might say something back in terms of setting a boundary. Or I'm going to get held accountable with a consequence, and now they have to learn that and process it. But it's up to us to also understand that there's a deeper need going on there with him. I just don't know what it is. I can't see it, and that's the hard part. Is because I don't see it that far. I can't see that deeply. I just see what's on the surface, and so my reaction is to that. What was cool about it is that I set the boundary. We didn't go into an argument. It wasn't back and forth. I gave him his space. He eventually calmed down, and I was able to go back to him. And I asked him, I see that you got angry in that moment. What happened? And because his system was calm at that moment, he felt safe. He actually said to me, he goes, I don't know. I don't know why I get like that. That's touching to hear your child talk to you in that way. I don't know. He didn't come at me and say, because I wanted to be disrespectful, that's why. Because I know that you're a weak dad and you're not going to do anything about it. That's not even on his radar. What came out for him was, I don't know. I don't know why I get like that. And again, that shows me even more why it's important for me to model that for him, to step in and teach him, so that he senses my calm. He's relaxed now. There's a sense of trust that I've built with him, that we can work on this together. And then I could teach him in those moments healthier ways, right? Okay, you can get angry. You can't be disrespectful to me. You can't speak like that. How else can we work on that? Maybe helping him with what he needed in that moment. Asking him questions, letting him explore it. Instead of the reaction, which is the old school reaction of being like, oh no, that's not flying in this house. That ain't happening. Which is so tempting, because that short-term relief is there, right? If we can scare our kids enough, that behavior might stop. But because that behavior stops, it doesn't mean it's healthy. It doesn't mean they're choosing healthy decisions or choosing healthy ways to respond. It just means that they are suppressing whatever they have going on because they're scared of us. It's based out of fear. And that's not what we want for our children. That's not what I want for my son. And these moments keep appearing day in and day out as a parent. So it's a constant challenge, which is why it's so important for me and for us to continue to do this work and to have a community and to have people that we can talk to, that we can get wisdom from, that we can bounce stuff off of, that we can share our wisdom with. And we do this together.